Good morning, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson of Hawkins County, Tennessee, United States of America. Welcome to my kitchen. I'd offer you some coffee, but I don't feel particularly hospitable towards you. Haven't addressed you in a while. You see, I've been wanting to since October the 13th of 2022, the day your son, Brandon Lewis Lawson, entered an Alfred plea. With Judge Carter Moore, with the assistance of Cecil Mills, with the assistance of Dan Armstrong, with the assistance of Mark Stapleton, maybe James Harville and Chris Harville. But you see, Ronnie, ever since the 13th of October 2022, I've been trying to calm down where you're concerned. This morning, I decided I'm as calm as I'm going to get. You see, Ronnie, I even I've taken a week off of modding the numerous channels I mod on YouTube because persistently reading chat about you and your punk kid just kept the burr under my saddle rubbing the wrong way. So I needed relief from that. And, I'm participating in what some of us are calling hashtag No Watch November, where she, who shall not be named on my channel, your little snitch, the one who snitched to you on the 32, your buddy that lives in a camper smoking relentlessly. Well, enough about that person. Anyway, I'm not watching her. So I've talked to you on a number of different levels, Ronnie. I'm not going to call you sheriff because sheriff is like, no pun intended, a badge of honor. You don't have one. It's really good mocha java, by the way. Homemade. So, Ronnie, oath of office for a sheriff in Tennessee. Do you remember having said this 4 times consecutively while your son, Brandon Lewis Lawson, the registered sex offender who violated your own granddaughter, was running the streets wild? Like you and your brother used to do when you were young, running the roads like a couple of wild dogs. Back in the day before you took the following oath, according to my confidential source, who also happens to be my friend, by the way, who lives in Kingsport. You know where that is, Ronnie? Kingsport, Tennessee. Do you know where Kingsport, Tennessee is? Oh, of course you do. Anyway, my confidential source is one of your contemporaries and a peer. I bet you wish you knew who they were, don't you? You remember back in the day when something, kind of off color would happen down yonder? And somebody could just say, oh, it's the Lawson boys. Meaning you and your brother, Ronnie. And everybody knew exactly who they were talking about. Anyway, I digressed. I beg your pardon. No, I don't. 4 times you've said this, Ronnie Lawson. I do solemnly swear that I will perform with fidelity the duties of the office to which I have been elected and which I am about to assume. I do solemnly swear to support the constitutions of Tennessee and the United States and to faithfully perform the duties of the office of sheriff for County Tennessee. Define fidelity. Fidelity, faithfulness to a person, cause, or belief demonstrated by continuing loyalty and support. In your case, faithfulness to a cause. What are the duties of a sheriff in Tennessee? Duties of the sheriff: suppress all affrays, riots, unlawful assemblies, insurrections, and breaches of the peace, detection of criminal activities, arrest of offenders, and investigation of all felonious activity within the county, including vice violations. My viewers, Ronnie Lawson, know that my slogan as a retired investigative reporter, hello, by the way, my name's Susan Brewer. I live in Cleburne County, Arkansas, where we have a great sheriff, and where I sit here in my kitchen sipping my mocha java homemade, wondering why the fuck the citizens of Hawkins County have not only allowed, but have perpetuated your activities. And since June 15th, 2021, about midway, according to the available records, which of course have been limited, which of course you know, don't you? By the way, Ronnie, every time I think of you, which is way more than I would like, there are only 3 words that come to mind. Anyway, according to the available records, about midway between, when your son was violating minors sexually, a little girl named Summer Moon Utah Wells just vanished off the face of the earth. And I would like to know, although I do not expect an answer, how much of your time was invested in sweeping under the rug, making special arrangements, hiding your son's activities, which if you expect me to believe he waited until he was a full-grown man to begin molesting children? Nah. Also, Ronnie, according to the Department of Justice of the United States of America, pedophilia is a learned behavior. Also, Ronnie, according to the Department of Justice of the United States of America, do you know the number 1 cause of arrest in the United States for law enforcement officers? Sexual offenses against children. Where did your son learn his behavior? I'm just asking questions. people getting notifications that, what was it, day before yesterday from VineLink, that your boy has been released. Oh, also, Ronnie, did you realize that Brandon Lewis Lawson, your registered sex offender's son, has been telling the other inmates in the Granger County, Tennessee detention facility that he's in there because he has a problem with meth? Maybe he does. Wouldn't surprise me. He is your son, after all. Did you also know that the inmates are now finding out why he's really in there? How did he get a job in the Granger County Jail after being in there just a few weeks? I've got it on pretty good authority that most prisoners have to be in there for a little while before they get to be like a trustee or get a job inside the jail. Of course, most people who have 4 convictions arranged of attempted aggravated sexual battery against minors. Anyway, how much time, when you were covering all that up and making all your special arrangements with Cecil Mills and Mark Stapleton and Carter Moore, the judge who wasn't there but should have been, not Carter, the other guy. What about your employees at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department? Did they know about your son? Did they know how much time was being spent when you should have been looking for Summer Moon Utah Wells? When you should have been, what did it say? What are the duties of a sheriff in Tennessee? When you should have been detecting any criminal activities regarding Summer's disappearance? When you should have been arresting any offenders when it comes to Summer Moon Utah Wells' disappearance? When you should have been investigating any and all felonious activity within your county in regards to the disappearance of Summer Moon Utah Wells, including vice violations with fidelity, faithfulness to a cause. I've also asked you about task force on Summer's behalf. Ronnie Lawson, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, citizens of Hawkins County, I've lost faith in y'all too. I keep seeing a person who claims to be from down there, a username I won't say, who appears in certain chat rooms and goes up on a couple of panels relentlessly defending Hawkins County, relentlessly talking to the rest of the world about how there's not so much corruption. I'd say she's a liar, or she's totally and completely naive. Or maybe you're paying her. What kind of special arrangements, Ronnie Lawson, did you make with Sheriff Harville, Granger County, and his brother, Chris, who's the jail administrator? Isn't that interesting? All you brothers working together in law enforcement down there. No, I know you're not Harville's brother. Chris is Sheriff Harville's brother. Your brother was Gary. and some of your law enforcement officers like Randy Haas and John Allen Biggins, Don Sherfy. I think I've said all I had to say, other than the 3 words that come to mind every time I think about you, Ronnie Lawson, and your lack of investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells, while you were focused on protecting your pedophile son. Fuck you, motherfucker. This has been Lip Lock No More. Thank you for listening.